Hello, we are back, and it's been a while since we've had a video, but there is a big race coming. It is the race for sheriff. And as you know, we have two candidates for sheriff. Mark Colker is running against Dale Schmidt. Now, the race is on, and I wanted to come to you today to just let you know some of the details behind what has happened in the past before the race was in progress, and what has happened in the early days and where it sits right now. I have this feeling that a lot of us do not really know what's going on behind the scenes. And now that I've gotten into Dodge County government, and now that I've become involved in many different aspects of it, I have seen things that I never saw before. And I understand if there are those of you who are watching this that don't want to believe what I'm saying, that's fine. But you are being presented with the facts. And the one thing I like to do here at Free and Dodge is let you know that we tell you the way it is, the way we find it, and some people don't like it, that's fine. But here's where you come to get what we like to say is the whole story. So Mark Colker, he filed for his papers first. And after he filed for his papers running for sheriff, Dale kind of hung back and, wouldn't let the cat out of the bag, didn't want to let anybody know if he was thinking of it or if he wasn't thinking about it. But he did put a post in that said, well, I hope this race doesn't get, kind of ugly, because he didn't want an ugly race for sheriff. Well, Dale finally did file his papers, and both candidates have, how can you say, given their signatures, have provided their signatures for the county, so they will both be on the ballot. And Dale is fighting a different race than Mark wants to. I think Mark came into this thinking it was going to be a foot race, that we're going to have a race for sheriff and may the best man win, But it seems like Dale heard a bell ring, and it has turned into a boxing match. And it is unfortunate because it really wouldn't have to be that way. Yes, our supposedly constitutional sheriff is fighting in a way that I really don't care for. And I think if you knew what was going on, you might not either. I saw this, and it bothered me, but I just want to let you know what's been happening. Immediately when Dale filed and was going to run, he did a FOIA request on his opponent and just wanted to get every record he could from Mark's past employment, whatever. And that's legal, that's fine, but I didn't ask myself why. And after this, he come up with some more things, but I did, as of 2 weeks ago, give Dale a suggestion. I said, Dale, and we did this on the Facebook post, I said, why don't you change this campaign? Why don't we turn it into a friendlier campaign? I did this after I found out that Dale also sued the city of Waupun for more information, because the information he got from his standard FOIA requests, the ones that we typically do as citizens to get information from the government, that didn't provide everything he was hoping to get. And so now he went after the city of Waupun, where Mark had worked 20 years ago, looking for more. So he sued, if you live in Waupun, he sued you citizens, because you have to pay for this action on your end too. So I said to Dale, drop that lawsuit. I wrote to Dale in the post, drop that lawsuit, and let's just have a campaign that is a little more friendly. He didn't. Instead, he actually, I found out, filed another motion to try to get even a little more aggressive to get information, which, from what I heard, the judge threw out and said, go fly a kite. You can't do that. So he hasn't let up. And I also told Dale in this post, whatever you decide to do, those are the rules that you are setting for this campaign, and we will have to follow them too, I guess, since that's the race you want to run. So I want to give you a little background on how this all came about and where it is at now. Instead of dropping that lawsuit, he got more aggressive. and he was looking harder for what I don't know he's looking for, but he was looking harder for it. So I do understand many of us out here and many of you out there have backed Dale 110% over the years. He's been there as sheriff almost 8 years now. And I want to just share this with you so you can see more of what I have found about Dale. I want you to be able to make an informed decision on August 9th when we come to the primary for sheriff, which will be between Dale and Mark. Dale has forced us to play these cards. I didn't want to do it, but he has forced us. And I call it kind of dirty politics. I don't like it, but if you don't try to meet that opposition to actually equalize the pressure, you're going to get rolled over. So Mark has been more laid back in this whole race. He has not been real aggressive because that's not the race he wanted, he said. He wants to run for sheriff. And let me give you a little history on how that happened. Back in December, Dale put out a Christmas video that had a lot of things to say, but a lot of it was about me, about Free and Dodge and the people involved in Free and Dodge, and about the candidates for the County Board of Supervisors. And he wasn't real friendly about things. And evidently when Mark saw this video, he said, you know, this isn't right for a sheriff to come on like that, getting so involved in politics or whatnot. This really has to stop, and you know what? I want to do something about it. So he then thought about running for sheriff, and that is pretty much was an impetus for him to do so. So after he made his interest known, I believe that's when Dale started getting serious about digging things up on him. It seems that's how it would line up. I can't say that for sure, but that seems how it lined up. He was determined to do something. What bothers me, again, another thing which bothers me, is it seems like Dale has made it his mission to do whatever he can do to get rid of his competition in this race. He wants to dig something up to disqualify him or something. He wants to try to get him on the Brady list. He just wants to pull all kinds of things to disqualify the candidate so that he doesn't have competition. You know, I actually thought the Constitution gave us the right to vote for our choice. I don't believe it's right for one of the candidates to try to smear another candidate to such an extent where he's eliminated, or hoping to get him eliminated from the ballot, or to make it seem like you don't want to vote for this guy because let's just run a race based on qualifications for the office. That would be something, wouldn't it? So that bothered me. We, the people, should be able to choose who our sheriff is. We shouldn't have an incumbent sheriff trying to eliminate his competition. So after Dale announced his candidacy, things got worse. I found out that he was instrumental in throwing Mark into an investigation over in Winnebago County where he works presently. And that internal investigation caused some rifts, obviously, because this isn't usually good for anybody. After the investigation was over, guess who was innocent? Mark Colker. Now, did Dale have any remorse? Did Dale have any pushback because of his actions there? Nope. It was like, oh, too bad, so sad. So Winnebago County Sheriff's Office and Mark Colker had to go through all this nonsense because Dale provided false information, the way it seems here. Well, that wasn't good enough. Not only did he throw Mark into another investigation, which I cannot talk about because it is ongoing right now, which has created all kinds of additional problems. It has sort of put a little gag order on Mark. He can't be as vocal as he wants to in this campaign now because of that. But then that wasn't the only thing, because in Dale's boxing match here, he now threw a 1-2 punch. After he did that second accusation, he then sued the city of Waupun to try to get even more something on Mark. It's like he wants to throw everything on the wall and see if anything sticks. That's not the campaign that Mark wanted, and Dale had said initially that wasn't the campaign he wanted, but he is just firing all these volleys of cannons at Mark. Is that really the type of sheriff we need here in Dodge County? There's even more to this than I can even tell you right now, but I just want you to know some of those facts. Mark's innocence in that first investigation didn't stop Dale, and we don't even know, I don't know personally, what will stop Dale from pursuing what he is doing. Mark is still in the sheriff's race. He wants what's best for Dodge County. He is so qualified that he is almost overqualified to be sheriff. He has been in charge of more responsibilities and has gone and become more qualified than I believe Dale has. So you have to look at those things too. And all these things go unnoticed by the general public. How are we going to find out? If I wouldn't be as close to Dodge County as I am, I wouldn't know these things. So we are behind Mark Colker. I was just out this morning. We put 3 more signs up for Mark on Highway 151. And we are looking for more brave souls that are willing to put up Mark Colker signs in lieu of what we found out that our team has run into businesses and run into individuals that are afraid to put up Mark Colker signs because of his competition. That isn't right. That is a real violation of freedom of political speech. But I can't do anything about it. They can't do anything about it. They said, we'll vote for Mark, but we can't put his sign up here. What's wrong with that picture? We need to know these things. And if you wouldn't be the one going out and looking for places to put signs, you wouldn't know this. But we're running right into that, not just here and there, much too often, actually. Much too often. I have also talked to people, but here we go again. Condition of anonymity. Things come to me, they know we're pushing for Mark Colker, we want Mark in there, and they say, here's my experience with his competition. I said, can you tell the people about it? And they go, no, I really wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. So we need you to really dig in and try to find things out for yourself. And we here at Free and Dodge are going to be putting out videos in 2 separate areas, 2 separate lines, 2 separate threads of information for you. We, maybe you know this already too, but Dale and the district attorney and 2 ICE officials were defendants in a federal rights violation lawsuit. The federal court a month or 2 ago dismissed it based on procedural error. They didn't get something filed on time, or a brief was too long, something like that. Well, we get a Facebook page from the sheriff saying, I've been exonerated from this charge of rights violations. Well, have you ever heard of the Miranda rights? Miranda was a criminal, guilty of sin, but he was released, not because he was innocent, but because of procedural deficiencies. And now we have a procedural deficiency that Dale claims exonerated him. Not so, because there's been an appeal filed, and I just received a copy of that appeal. We are going to be going through that appeal and the lawsuit point by point in a series of videos for you out there, so you can be aware of what's going on. And on another thread, we're going to be going through some activities that Dale has been involved with at the county level, which you also are not maybe aware of. So you can see the real and the whole deal Dale. Because what you hear when he's on the radio, or even talking to him personally, isn't always what's going on. I don't have anything against him personally, but I don't believe he's doing the job in the sheriff's office that we need done, and I believe Mark is going to be someone to fulfill that job really well. So the race is on. Dale has set the rules. He claims he is not retaliatory, right? So we have nothing to fear. And all you folks out there have nothing to fear if you put a Mark Colker sign up, because Dale has specifically stated that he is not retaliatory in his last letter to the public. We are going to provide this information for you, and we will provide interviews with some people who have been first-hand witnesses of these things that are coming up and that we're going to be talking about. Maybe you've caught it already. It's kind of an interesting little thing from 4 years ago. When Dale was in a race with Ketchum, there was an individual that came on Facebook in a false, what would you call that, Ashley? A false profile. And he called himself Wilhelm. And Wilhelm was somehow somebody within the sheriff's office that was bringing out all kinds of facts about what was going on in the sheriff's office. And maybe you can catch that on free and, what's that?
Allegedly.
Allegedly have. We can't prove it. Remember, we can't prove this, but this was this Facebook profile that was coming forward with things that allegedly were truthful and fact and were happening. Nobody could ever find out who Wilhelm was. Male, female, we don't know. And we have gone back 4 years, found these posts that Wilhelm put out, and you are going to be amazed how relevant they are to this race also. So maybe you can catch that too, just for kicks and giggles, just to see what's going on. We just encourage you to keep an open mind, look at the facts, look at qualifications for this job, and I want you to remember, Mark Colker is just as much constitutional as Dale is, and more, because Mark not only talks about it, but he follows through. And Mark might not talk about it as much. He might not say it every other word like Dale does, but he stands for it deep down, and he would never do anything to contradict that. So we will be getting all this information on freeanddodge.com. That's our website, freeanddodge.com. We will be getting it on there, and we will be putting this on Free and Dodge on Facebook. It will be going on our YouTube channel, Free and Dodge. And I hope you can get a chance to view all this. We will give you references and places you can see it for yourself. We're not making this stuff up, everybody. We are not making this stuff up. We are going to come with facts here and give you information that you wouldn't get anywhere else. And it doesn't make us very likable sometimes to some people, because some people don't like all this stuff coming out. But for Sheriff, I think it's important. He's the most powerful man in Dodge County, and we have to make sure that our sheriff is the one that we really want in there. So vote for Mark Colker for sheriff on August 9th, and keep in touch to see what comes next. Thank you.